Thanks for letting me stop by. I'm actually on my way to the train in Washington, but I wanted to come up by and say hello to you first of all. It's great to see all of you. And the reason we're here today is because we are rallying very hard in Washington to make sure that we deliver tax relief for our senior citizens. This has been a priority of mine, and I've been talking about this since I become a member of the House Ways and Means Committee, which is in charge of all taxes. And it is so critical for the people that I represent, all of you, my parents who are senior citizens as well. And this idea actually came to me because my father, who's my most demanding constituent, by the way. My parents are my number one most demanding constituent. They always have things for me to do. My father asks, why do we pay taxes on our Social Security? And he had a point. This is money that you've worked very hard for. You've paid taxes your whole lives. You've earned your Social Security. So we not only need to make sure we preserve Social Security, but that we let you keep it tax-free. And I'm sure you all share that concern that my parents have with trying to get by, trying to live your life on income that is not a lot. Obviously, people on Social Security don't make a lot of money. Now, you may have some supplemental income from some investments, maybe you have a pension, but at the end of the day, it's still not a lot of money to live, particularly in a community here in New York City. And so I've introduced legislation that would double the deduction that our seniors receive, that would lower the amount that you pay in income tax. Now, let's also say that eventually we need to fix the law so more of your income altogether is tax exempt, meaning, not to confuse everyone right now, but if you have a combined income of $25,000 as an individual or $32,000 as a married couple, it's not a lot of money at all. You pay some form of tax on your Social Security. It could be on 50% of your Social Security. It could be on 85% of your Social Security. But if you are above those thresholds, you pay something. And it has not been changed in my entire lifetime. In 4 decades, those thresholds have not been changed. And so I have another piece of legislation to increase those thresholds for tax exemption so you have more of your Social Security tax exempt. But I'm feeling confident that we're going to deliver tax relief for our seniors this year.
That's great.
And for those of you who own a home, how many of you are homeowners here? Okay. I believe we're going to also increase the SALT deduction so you can write off more of your state and local taxes, which include property taxes.
Wow.
So those are the 2 things I'm working on, and that's why I'm here today, because we want to rally support for that. And look, we've been hammered over the head by our city and state government, right? They're always taking more and more and more from us. There's an insatiable appetite for spending in Albany, unfortunately, under the governor and the mayor, too. We've seen property taxes go up year after year after year. And we can't afford it anymore. And so I'm hoping that we can deliver these items in terms of relief for you and for the other middle and working class families that we represent here on Staten Island and Brooklyn. Now, I want to introduce one of my partners in this fight, and they've been great in advocating with me in Washington, and that's the AARP, and we have Beth Finkel here.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here. Love coming to Staten Island, and love working with Nicole Malliotakis, your Congresswoman. She came up with this concept, what was it, over a year ago, we met, and I went, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Met with our national office, and ARP nationally is so committed to the work that she's doing on trying to save older adults' taxes. We have over 2 million members here in New York State, and in fact we have over 37 million across the country. And just like all of you, there is a pain point. Most of you are on fixed incomes and not equipped to keep paying increased costs. So the way to bring this down is to save money on your taxes. So ARP is so happy to support the bipartisan Bonus Tax Relief for America's Senior Act, because it will put money back into your pockets, back into the pockets of all older Americans, and much needed tax relief. So AOP is joining the Congresswoman to urge Congress to include the Bonus Tax Relief for America's Seniors Act into the reconciliation package as a step toward President Trump's commitment to reduce the federal Social Security tax. This is a very meaningful victory for all older Americans who are living on fixed income. And as the Congresswoman laid out, this bill increases the additional standard tax deduction for those 65 and older from $1,950 to $5,000 for single filers, and from $3,100 to $10,000 for married couples. That's a sizable change, folks. It really is. Helping millions of older taxpayers reduce or even offset the cost of the federal tax on their Social Security. AARP believes in this strongly. This is what we do. This is who we are, fighting for older Americans and your financial security. So we could not be happier to endorse this legislation and to stand side by side with a Congresswoman who really, I mean, this was her concept so long ago, and I'm so proud to stand next to her and see her bringing it to fruition.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you. And we want to also give an opportunity for Marie to say a few words. She's the head of all our Staten Island AARP chapters. Just want to say a few words. You don't have to say much.
First, I want to thank Congresswoman Malliotakis for having us here. AARP is standing behind her 100%, and we're hoping that we will see fruition of this HR 30, right? Come to pass. Okay, thank you for having us. 11:30.
11:30. All right. Thank you very much. Would any of our seniors want to comment on what this would mean for them?
No, I'm quiet.
Mrs. Aiello? No? Okay. All right. Well, they're all happy.
I'm happy.
All right. Are there any questions from our reporters that are here today?